Let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this question. Have you ever felt like you were built for something greater, but the world kept treating you like you were ordinary? Have you ever felt a fire burning inside of you, a quiet, deep, unshakable fire, and yet nobody around you could see it? Have you ever felt chosen but couldn't explain why? Today, I am going to show you the 5 hidden marks that only certain women carry. Marks that cannot be bought, cannot be faked, cannot be taught in a classroom. And by the end of this talk, you will either discover that you carry these marks yourself, or you will understand why the most powerful woman in your life moves the way she moves. I promise you this, every single thing I say today is rooted in wisdom that has been tested by fire, by silence, and by thousands of years of human experience. I will not waste your time. I will not speak empty words. What I give you today will stay with you for the rest of your life. Good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon. Wherever you are in this world right now, I want you to know that this moment, this exact moment you chose to listen, was not an accident. Nothing ever is. My name is Shi Heng Yi, and for many years I have sat in silence. I have trained in the mountains. I have spoken with people from all walks of life. Men, women, children, people who had everything, people who had nothing. And in all of that time, in all of those conversations, one thing became very, very clear to me. There is a certain kind of woman in this world. She is not always the loudest one in the room. She is not always the most beautiful one, by the world's shallow definition. She is not always the richest. She is not always the one with the most followers, or the most attention, or the most applause, but she is the one who, when she walks into a room, something shifts. You can feel it. You cannot always explain it, but you can feel it. She carries something ancient, something real, something that most people spend their whole lives searching for and never find. And today, I want to talk about what that something is. Because here is what I have come to understand. The world does not lack strong women. The world does not lack talented women. The world does not lack hardworking women. What the world lacks is women who understand their own power. Women who have been carrying these 5 hidden marks their entire lives, but nobody ever told them what those marks meant. So they walked around feeling different, feeling like they did not fit, feeling like something was wrong with them, when the truth, the beautiful, humbling truth, is that something was never wrong with them. Something was right. Deeply, profoundly right. And today, we are going to explore that together. Before we begin, a moment of stillness. Before I share the first mark with you, I want to ask you to do something simple. Take one breath. Not a small one, a real one. Let the air come in slowly, let it fill you up, and then let it go. Good. In the temple where I trained, we always begin with stillness, because you cannot hear wisdom when your mind is running 100 miles an hour. You cannot receive something new when you are still clutching something old. So, in this moment, let go of whatever today brought you. The argument, the worry, the news, the noise. Just for now, let it rest. Because what we are about to talk about is important. Not the kind of important that trends on social media for 3 days and then disappears. The kind of important that changes how you see yourself for the rest of your life. Are you ready? Good. Let us begin. The first hidden mark. She has walked through fire and did not become bitter. The first mark. And this one stops people when I say it out loud. The first hidden mark of a chosen woman is this. She has suffered deeply, real suffering. Not the small inconveniences of life, real pain, the kind that takes your breath away, the kind that makes you question everything you believed about yourself and about the world. And she survived it. Not just survived it. She passed through it like fire. And when she came out the other side, she was not hardened. She was not cold. She was not angry at the world. She was not wearing her pain like armor to keep people away. She came out refined. Now here is the thing I need you to understand, because this is where so many people get confused. Suffering alone does not create a chosen woman. Pain alone does not make you powerful. There are many people in this world who have suffered greatly, and their suffering made them bitter, made them closed, made them suspicious of love, made them cruel to the people around them, made them believe that the world is a dark place and that everyone is the enemy. That is one path through pain. But the chosen woman, she takes a different path. And the difference between those two paths is not talent. It is not intelligence. It is not even strength in the way we usually think of strength. The difference is this. She chose meaning over misery. Let me explain what I mean. When pain comes into your life, and it will come, it always comes, you have a choice. You always have a choice, even when it feels like you do not. The choice is this. Will you let this pain teach me something? Or will I let this pain define me? The chosen woman, she asks the question. She sits with her pain. She does not run from it. She does not drown it in distractions. She does not pretend it is not there. She sits with it, quietly, sometimes for a long, long time. And she says, "What are you here to show me?" I remember a story from many years ago. A woman came to speak with one of my teachers. She had lost her husband. She had lost her home. She had lost her health. And she sat in front of him and she said, "Why is all of this happening to me?" And my teacher did not give her a reason, because he was wise enough to know that she did not need a reason. What she needed was permission. Permission to feel everything she was feeling without shame. Permission to be broken for a while. Permission to not have the answers. Permission to be human. And then he said something to her that I have never forgotten. He said, "The tree that survives the storm does not survive because it never got hit by lightning. It survives because its roots go deep." The chosen woman has deep roots. Her roots went deep because the storms of her life forced them there. She did not choose the storms. Nobody chooses the storms. But she chose how to respond to them. And in that in that quiet, daily, sometimes desperate, choosing to keep going and to keep being good and to keep being open, even when the world gave her every reason to close, she grew. And the thing about deep roots is this: you cannot see them. They are hidden underground. They are invisible. But they are the reason the tree is still standing when everything around it has fallen. The chosen woman's roots are her hidden mark. You cannot see what she has been through. You cannot see the nights she cried, the mornings she had to force herself out of bed, the moments where she almost gave up, the times she prayed and did not immediately receive an answer, the years she spent in the dark waiting for light. You cannot see any of that, but you can feel the stability she carries. You can feel that she will not break, not because she has never been broken, but because she knows what it feels like to be broken and to come back together again. And she knows deeply and without any doubt that she can do it again if she has to. That is the first hidden mark. She has been through fire, and she did not become ash. She became gold. And here is what I want you to hear if you are sitting somewhere right now and you are in the middle of your fire. You are in the middle of your storm. You are in the middle of the pain, and you cannot see the other side yet. You are not broken. You are not lost. You are in the process of becoming. And the woman who will stand on the other side of this, she will carry a mark, a beautiful, invisible, powerful mark that will tell the world something without her ever having to say a word. She survived, and she is still soft. And that is extraordinary. The second hidden mark: she speaks truth, but she does not need to be loud. The second mark. Now I want you to think about this for a moment. Think about the most powerful person you have ever been in a room with. Not necessarily the most famous, not necessarily the most decorated, just the most powerful in the truest sense of that word. How did they communicate? I will tell you what I have observed over and over again across many different cultures and many different places. True power is quiet. It does not need to shout to be heard. It does not need to argue to be respected. It does not need to prove itself every time someone doubts it. It simply is. And because it simply is, people feel it. People respond to it. People lean toward it the way a plant leans towards sunlight. The second hidden mark of a chosen woman is this: she speaks truth, and she does not need to be loud about it. Now I know what some of you are thinking. You are thinking, but Shi Hen Yi, I have been told my whole life that I need to speak louder, speak up more, be more assertive, take up more space. And I am not saying any of that is wrong. What I am saying is something deeper. There is a difference between volume and authority. There is a difference between making noise and making impact. The chosen woman understands this difference. She understands that her words carry weight not because of how loud she says them, but because of how true they are. When she speaks, she has thought about what she is going to say. She does not fill silence with noise. She does not talk just to be talking. She does not argue just to win. She does not perform her opinions for an audience. When she speaks, it means something. And because it means something, people listen. There is a concept that I return to often in the practice of Shaolin philosophy. we talk about the idea of Wu Wei. It is a Chinese concept that roughly translates to effortless action, or action without force. It means that the most powerful movement is the one that does not fight against the nature of things. It flows. It is natural. It is Ein. The chosen woman's truth is like this. It does not force. It does not push. It does not manipulate or pressure or demand. It simply speaks. And in its simplicity, it cuts through everything else, like water cuts through stone. Not with violence, not with urgency, but with patience and consistency and truth. Now I want to talk about something that is connected to this mark. And it is something that I think is deeply important, especially for women in the world we live in today. The chosen woman knows the difference between her truth and the world's noise. We live in a world that is loud, louder than any generation before us. There are 1,000 voices every single day telling you who you should be, what you should want, what success looks like, what your body should look like, what your life should look like, what you should be angry about, what you should celebrate, what you should value. 1,000 voices, all of them competing, all of them urgent, all of them demanding your attention. And the chosen woman, she hears all of it. She is not naive. She is not cut off from the world. She hears it. But she has learned to find her own voice underneath all of that noise. And she trusts it. She trusts it even when it tells her something different from what the 1,000 other voices are saying. She trusts it even when it is uncomfortable. She trusts it even when it costs her something. She trusts it even when people around her do not understand it. And this is where her real courage lives, because it is easy to speak truth when everyone agrees with you. It costs you nothing. It changes nothing. It requires nothing from you. The real test of a person's relationship with truth is what they do when speaking it will cost them something. Will they stay silent? Will they change their words to fit the room? Will they perform an opinion they do not hold because it is safer, more comfortable or more popular? Or will they take a breath and say, what is real? The chosen woman takes the breath. She says what is real, not always immediately, not always loudly. Sometimes she says it softly. Sometimes she says it with kindness. Sometimes she says it with tears in her eyes. Because it is hard to say, but she says it. And here is the paradox that I find beautiful. Because she speaks truth without needing to be loud about it. People trust her, really trust her. The deep, rare trust that is very hard to earn and very easy to lose. The trust that says, when this person speaks, I believe them. When this person says, she loves me, she loves me. When this person says, she is with me, she is with me. When this person says something is wrong, I should pay attention. That trust is her power. And she did not buy it. She did not perform for it. She earned it, slowly, consistently, by doing the same thing over and over and over again. Saying what is true, even when it was hard. That is the second hidden mark. The third hidden mark. She loves deeply without losing herself. Now we come to the third mark. And this one is going to touch some of you in a very personal place. I want you to be prepared for that. I want you to let it touch you, because what touches you is usually what you needed to hear. The third hidden mark of a chosen woman is this: she loves deeply, fully, with her whole heart, and she does not lose herself in that love. Now, I need to be very careful here, because there is a version of this idea that gets taught in a way that I think misses something important. There is a version that says, protect yourself. Keep your walls up. Don't let people in too deeply. Don't give too much. Stay independent. That is not what I am talking about. The chosen woman is not defended. She is not closed off. She is not protecting herself by keeping love at arm's length. She loves without armor. She gives freely. She cares deeply. She is present with the people she loves in a way that is rare and beautiful. When she loves you, you feel it. It is real. It is not performance. It is not strategy. It is genuine, full-hearted love. And at the same time, she knows where she ends and where you begin. She knows her own name, her own values, her own direction, her own relationship with herself. And no matter how much she loves you, she will not erase those things to make you comfortable. She will not shrink herself to fit into the space you have made for her. She will not abandon her truth to keep your peace. She will love you completely and remain completely herself at the same time. And this is one of the rarest things in the world. Most people do one or the other. They love so completely that they lose themselves. They pour everything out, and then one day they look up and they do not know who they are anymore. They have become whatever the relationship needed them to be. And then they either feel empty and resentful, or they disappear into someone else's life entirely. Or they keep themselves so protected that they never truly love at all. They stay safe. They stay in control. They keep just enough distance that losing would not hurt too much. And they call that strength. But it is not strength. It is fear. It is a very understandable fear. But it is fear.